All right, let's go to the next caller. Let's go to Danielle in San Antonio, Texas. Danielle, good morning. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you, Dr. J?
Dude, I'm doing good. So what's up? How can I help?
Hey, so I have a kind of a complicated question, but my main goal is I really, really want to cultivate a relationship with my husband's ex-wife. There's, everything associated with custody. There's lots of drama, and so I just really, really want to try and get to a point where we can have a relationship and overlook, the last few years filled drama.
So where does your relationship stand now?
Right now, it's very, very formal, very cordial, and I know that's something to strive for. But I really just want something authentic, something that I'm not scared of being vulnerable in some kind of way with her. But right now, I just feel like everything, we're right in the middle of a custody battle, so everything's being looked at by the courts. Everything is being, text messages are being screenshotted, and so I just want to reach some kind of level where we are authentic in our relationship. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, I want to applaud you. I think what you're doing is noble, and I think what you're doing is holy, and I think what you're doing is just acting like a grown-up. So high five to you all the way to Texas. I wish more adults in the world would act like you're acting, which is I've married a guy who's got a child with another woman. I've married a woman who's got a child with another guy. That means they're going to be in my life. And the more peace I can have relationally, the more I can be on the same page with their ex, the better my life's going to be, the better my new husband's life's going to be, and the better the life of this kid's going to be. So high five to you, Danielle. Here's what I would recommend right now. You mentioned you're in the middle of a custody battle.
Yes, sir. We're right at the end of it. It was a very long process, but we have our final hearing in October, and we should get some kind of permanent custody schedule that there won't be any fighting of, well, she said we could have this, or he said I could do this kind of stuff. Just something more permanent, Yeah,
I think that's really wise to let the courts weigh in, especially when things are still tense and on fire. So what you're asking to do right now, think of it this way, is your home is on fire, and your husband scooped up one kid, and you grabbed the dog and some pictures, and on your way out the door, you're talking to your husband about his favorite recipes. Like, you know what? We should start eating at home more and probably have a little bit safer meat, and we should eat a little more vegetables. And what he's probably going to tell you is, the house is on fire. We need to get out. This isn't the moment to have that conversation. And so think of a custody battle. Think of somebody else, a court system deciding when you can see the most important relationship in your life, your son or daughter. They're telling you not on these days, on these days. And you're telling somebody else these days. That is a amygdala fire. That is somebody's soul is on fire. And it's not a great time to develop a deep relationship. What you can do right now is to be really respectful, really kind. All you can control is you in this situation, right? If text messages are being taken out of context, if text messages and emails, electronic communication is being heard aggressively or frustrating or angry, then don't send them, right? Don't send them. And wait for the smoke to clear on this. Wait for there to be a decision. And that's when a phone call or a text message that says, we're both going to be involved in this child's life. We're both going to be involved in this man's life. And I'd love to have a cordial relationship with you for the sake of the child, for the sake of both of our relationships, and just life, harmony, and peace. And my hope is that your husband's ex will be wise and will accept that and will say, oh, thank God, I want to have that relationship too. She might not. She may say, dude, I don't want anything to do with you. You're the one who broke up my family and ruined everything and put everything on you, right? But I think it's worth that shot. Now it just doesn't sound like a good time. As you back out, is she going to be a good mom to your I guess you're not going to be an adoptive. I guess you're not adopting this child, huh? So is she going to be a good mom to this kid?
No, absolutely. I mean, my husband and I both feel like the child's never in danger. They have a good relationship. It was just the issue that the mom was trying to keep my husband away from his daughter. And so, I don't know. I feel like she's a really good mom. I don't fear at all for the kids' safety. It's just the relationship between my husband and her, and then her and I, that I really, really want to work on and strive for more, because, like, I love this little girl so much, and she deserves to have all three of her parents, not fighting over petty stuff. And I just don't know how to reach that point. And it sucks because we're geographically dislocated. So it's not like I can just, go up to where they live and say, hey, let's go have breakfast and talk about it. It's always through text messages. It's always through phone calls. And I did try at some point about 6 months ago, when all of this started popping off, to reach out to her. And she kind of ignored my text. So I don't know. I feel like, because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and so I feel like I'm trying too hard, and I'm not getting anything back. So
yeah, you might be trying too hard, and my guess is with a custody battle, how long have you been married to this guy?
We've been married for 2 years.
Yeah, so you're still in a new marriage, and you jumped into a blended family now, right? So there's a new marriage. He's got a relationship with another woman still. He's got a kid in the house. My guess is you're trying to control what you can control, which is some of this tension, and your way of controlling tension is so noble and so good, but it's through connection and relationship, which is the right thing. The challenge with connection and with relationship is those things they go both ways, right? The plug has to fit into, like, the cord's got to fit into the plug and the wall, right? And if it doesn't fit, no matter how good that plug is and how good that extension cord is, if it doesn't go in the plug, there's not going to be any electricity there. There's not going to be a connection. So what you're trying to do is noble and good. My guess is you're going to have to understand that you chose to marry somebody who's in the middle of a custody battle. You chose to marry somebody who's got a kid by somebody else. All fine. But with that comes tension. With that comes learning how to be in relationship and different kinds of relationships. And with those things come discomfort, come frustration, man, I wish we could just sit down and have a conversation. Well, some people just won't have a conversation because they're immature, they're upset, they're heartbroken, 500 other reasons. So, yeah, I wouldn't try too hard. I would slow down, exhale, focus your energy on your thoughts and on your actions, which what you can control right now is making sure your husband's loved, making sure that baby's loved, making sure that what work you do is excellent, and making sure that when you respond or communicate with his ex, because you have to, you are so respectful and you are so kind, and you follow the court's orders, but you also follow human orders. You just treat her with dignity, like I know you're doing. And then once the smoke clears on this deal, once the ashes aren't so hot, that's when you reach out and say, I'd love to have a relationship with you. Be prepared for her to say, lady, I don't like you. I don't want you in my life. Don't ever contact me again. Be prepared for that, because some people are immature and some people can't deal. But also be prepared for her to say, I'm in. I am in. We're never going to be besties. I don't ever want to hug and go down on the river walk there in San Antonio. I don't want to do that with you. But we are going to be cordial. We can become somewhat friends. And man, what a gift. Good for you, Danielle. Good for you.